Namaskaram. This is Prakash Rao again with another episode of Storytime with Carnatic Music. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. For others, welcome back. As I mentioned before, the purpose of this series of episodes is to relate some story which is embedded in the Carnatic music compositions, and they are obscure references to something in all the legends and myths of Hindu mythology. They are referencing some great deeds performed by all of these gods and goddesses in the Hindu pantheon. Some of them are also local legends and myths, and they are called Sthala Purana. So today's story is about a Sthala Purana, the legend of the place concerning Neelotpalambam and Tyagaraja of Tiruvarur. Neelotpalambam, the goddess with the blue lily, is the consort of Lord Tyagaraja in Tiruvarur. At the end of the story, we will also present a Kriti, Neelotpalambam in Narireetigowla by Muthuswami Dikshitar. So Neelotpalambam and Kamalamba are both aspects of goddess Parvati in the Tiruvarur temple complex. Neelotpalambam, the goddess with the blue lily, is in the shrine right next to Tyagaraja. She is his consort, whereas Kamalamba is in a shrine all by herself. So it is said that the Kamalamba is a Yoga Swarupam and Neelotpalambam is the Bhoga Swaram, the two opposite aspects. So let's talk about the story behind this. We all know that Asuras try to defeat death by getting boons from various gods, which limit the way in which they can be killed. And the gods find loopholes in those boons and kill those Asuras anyway. For example, Ravana, he wanted to be killed only by a human being because he thought he was so powerful, no mere human being could kill him. That is why Lord Rama came as a human, but he was powerful enough to kill Ravana. And then we have this really extreme case of Hiranyakashipu. He said he wanted to be killed by neither man nor beast, neither indoors nor outdoors, neither during the day or during the night, neither on the sky or on the earth, and with no weapons. So what did Vishnu do? He beat each one of those conditions by coming in as Narasimha, half man and half beast, and he killed Hiranyakashipu with his fingernails, which are not technically weapons, and he put him on his lap, which is not in the sky or nor in the earth. And that was happening at twilight, which is not a day or night, and it is at the threshold, which is neither indoors or outdoors. So there are cases like that. In one such case, Vishnu prayed to Shiva to get a special son with special properties, and this was again to do something with the Asura. And when Shiva came to actually give him that boon, he came along with Parvati and Skanda, and Vishnu was so mesmerized by that scene. He wanted to capture that for lifetime. He didn't have photographs there. It is not a Kodak moment. So he said, I want an image which represents this. So Shiva gave him a Vitanka, an unchiseled lingam, and also a Vigraham, an image which had Neelotpalambam with her hand on her son's head. And Neelotpalambam is the only such image, only such Vigraham in all the world where her hand is resting on her son's head. Vishnu subsequently gave this lingam to Indra, and this is where we are getting to the whole story. So let's talk about the actual Sthala Puranam. Sthala Puranam is about Muchukunda Chola. Muchukunda Chola was, it dates back to before Tiruvarur temple was created. So that might be even before the 1st century AD, because we know Sundar Pandya wrote about the Tiruvarur temple, and he was around 3rd century AD, so it has to be much earlier than that. So it says that, the legend says that Muchukunda was actually, in his previous birth, a monkey who was so devoted to Devi, and he did his penance to Devi, and Devi was pleased with his penance and gave him Nara Janma, which is a human incarnation. So he was thus reborn as Muchukunda Shoran. Muchukunda literally means monkey. Muchukunda Shoran grew to be a great warrior. He was such a great warrior the gods themselves knew about his prowess in battle. So once Indra, the king of the Devas, requested Muchukunda to help him in a battle with some asuras. So after Muchukunda helped Indra, Indra said, "Okay, what do you want? What's your boon?" And Muchukunda asked for the Vitanka. Indra was reluctant to part with it. So he did his usual stuff. He created 6 identical copies. And he says, "Okay, pick the right one." Muchukunda was divinely inspired. He managed to pick the right one. And what's Indra going to do with copies? So he gave all the 7 to Muchukunda. So Muchukunda came back to the earth and installed the original, the Veeti Vitanka in Tiruvarur, along with Neelotpalambam, and the others were installed in nearby temples. So these temples are Tirunallar, Nagapatnam, Tirukarakavil, Tirukuvalai, Tiruvannur, and Tirumaraikadu. 7 places are called Sapta Vitanka Kshetra. Now let me talk about the compositions themselves. This composition that we are presenting, Neelotpalambam and Narireetigowla, it is one of 8 compositions of a set that Dikshitar composed. Dikshitar was a very scholarly composer. He created many sets of kritis on several deities, where each song was in one particular case ending throughout, in using the Sanskrit grammar. And these case endings in Sanskrit, they are called vibhaktis. So these sets are called vibhakti kritis. So Dikshitar created Guru Guha Vibhakti, Tyagaraja Vibhakti, Rama Vibhakti, Abhayama Vibhakti, and like that he created the nIlOtpalambam Vibhakti. And in all the songs he embedded references to Muchukunda Shora and Veeti Vitanka. So now you know those words. When you listen to the song, listen for those words and enjoy what it refers to. And last piece of information, all of these 8 songs on nIlOtpalambam are chosen in ragas where the names end in Gaula. Gaula, Mayamala Gaula, Narayana Gaula, Narireetigowla, Kannada Gaula, Kedara Gaula, Purva Gaula, and Chaya Gaula. So these kritis are also sometimes called Gaula Vibhakti kritis. Today we present the second Vibhakti kriti in Narireetigowla. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Storytime with Carnatic Music, and please stay tuned for more episodes. Bye now.
Namaha